Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video here at tablemon. Thanks so much for tuning in. So continuing with our Twilight Masquerade top decks coverage, Gardevoir EX is going to be a force to be reckoned with. It only gains 2 cards. There's even lists only playing the Munkidori, but the Munkidori is the key Pokemon. Its ability is so good, allowing you to transfer damage from your Pokemon to their Pokemon, essentially working as a plus 10, 20 or 30 depending on how much damage counters you move. Of course, you need to have a Darkness Energy attached to Munkidori for its ability to work, but that's okay because Gardevoir EX is in charge of attaching all the Psychics, and then Munkidori, your attachment for turn, can be dedicated to it and you can use its ability as much as you want. Now this does allow you to, for example, place 10 if you have the Bravery Charm attached to the Drifloon, you can attach 5 energies. Now you have 100 damage. Then you can use Munkidori to transfer 10 or 30 somewhere else, so you go down to 9 damage counters or 7, and then with 1 or 2 more Psychic Energies you can get to 11 damage counters on the Drifloon and get to 330 damage, which coincidentally is enough to take down Charizard EX and take down Dragapult EX, 2 of the biggest Pokemon of the format. And now that you can do that, you don't need to play Heroescape, right? Because if you're knocking those out with 300 damage and 10 damage counters, you can knock out anything else out in the format. Therefore, that frees up your ace spec and you can play the Unfair Stamp, which is pretty fantastic. Such a powerful item card, and playing it on the second turn of the game or on the third turn of the game after you get a big knockout, pinning your opponent to 2 cards even though they still have probably 5 or 4 prizes left, is so good. And then you follow that up with a barrage of Iono. So very powerful deck. I expect big things from Gardevoir. And the one, like my 61st card, would definitely be second Drifloon. That's my biggest wish for this list. I'm considering dropping something like the Temple of Sinnoh for it, although Temple of Sinnoh definitely has its merits against Lugia now that it's getting more popular. But for now, we're gonna play the list as is. Let's jump into the games. Alright, somehow we are able to play this time around. So it seems like we're up against Miraidon. My hand really sucks, so we're just gonna pass. Getting rid of the Bravery Charm would be a bad idea, honestly. But yeah, not the best start. But at least we get a game in. I've been sitting here like a dog for the last 20 minutes trying to get a game. My opponent gets off to the slowest possible start that a Miraidon deck could have, which is really nice to see. We're gonna go refinement, like it matches my slow start, which I am grateful for. Earthen Vessel, no need to worry about Iron Hands coming anytime soon. I did prize 5, 6, 7, so I did prize a Drifloon is available. I did prize a Psychic, an Iono, and an Arven, which is fair. Did prize 2 Poffins. Sounds good to me. No big deal. We're gonna go ahead and evolve once more. And alright, pretty cool. I mean, it's not perfect, right? But it's good enough. No need to worry about anything attacking my bench in this matchup, so we're just going to establish the Greninja and get more cards going that way. Alright. We can potentially win if my opponent just attaches and knocks me out, so hopefully that's what happens. Now, it did just start to rain, so I have to step away for a second to close my window for a second. I'm back, and this is actually probably not Miraidon. This is probably Raging Bolt with an inclusion of Raikou as a lightning type attacker, which I do like. In order to use it though, you do need to play some sort of energy switches, because obviously you can't attach to it with Ogerpon or Professor Sada's Vitality. Love the idea of having Raging Bolt and Raikou in the same deck. Now that boss, like, we were off to a pretty good start. That is just like a... why didn't I bench the Ralts? That's just mean. That is generally just a mean-spirited choice, but it is what it is. So it's not looking great now with only one draw. Can I get the Drifloon? I have so many good cards, but also so many bad ones. I think it's gotta be the Ultra Ball. Well, no, it's gotta be the Ralts. Okay, Iono. Cool. So if I Bravery Charm this, now I can knock out the Raikou. When Iono, I need Gardevoir EX. I'm also giving my opponent a fresh new hand after their slower start, but I get nothing. I get absolutely nothing. Wow. And I discarded our Ralts myself. I should have just gotten rid of the Ultra Ball, but wow. Not even an energy to... yeah, this is not looking good for the hero tablemon. I'm just gonna go ahead and pass here. If we see another boss or prime catcher KO in my Kirlia, this went from very decent to very bad very quickly. Yeah, I should have benched the Ralts, should have gotten rid of the Ultra Ball when I had the chance. The Iono gave me false hope. It's okay though, like, we're gonna be down 2 prizes, and then eventually our single prizers are gonna put in the work. We're gonna be fine. Just don't cost my Kirlia, that's all I'm asking for. Do not cost my Kirlia. That's literally all I care about at this point in time. Please, please, please do not. Please, pretty please. Well, there's a Slitherwing, so it seems like this is more of a box than anything else. We haven't seen any indication of Raging Bolts, which I'd be very surprised if there wasn't any, given there's fighting on Lightning and Ancient Pokemon, and Ogerpon, and Professor Sawdust. Slitherwing, it's a single prizer that can take down my single prizer, so annoying, but not the end of the world. Can probably just bypass it. It does so much self damage. And maybe we'll finally see the Raging Bolt here. No, I still don't have a great follow-up though. But at least I can guarantee the Gardevoir EX with the Arven, so we'll be able to establish the Gardevoir EX next turn. My opponent does get the knockout, that's fine. We shall see. Yeah, we shall see what happens here, but a little bit of a dicier situation than I would like to be. Alright. Okay, I like that. I really like that. That's very cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of Flutter Mane, which is not very useful anymore. Well, hello, Gardevoir EX. Nice for you, nice of you to show up. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and Arven now for a Kirlia to have that going. Munkidori, no use for it at this point in time. We're gonna get rid of, you know what, the 2 TM Evos. The Cresselia, you never know. But we are going to get the Kirlia, and then I am going to Unfair Stamp. No need to Pal Pad back one Iono, I don't think. She's gonna Unfair Stamp, and then after the Unfair Stamp, we're gonna draw with hopefully Greninja and Kirlia. Yes, we are. Trying to get rid of the Arven. And then, should I get rid of the Darkness Energy? Should have gotten rid of the Heavy Ball instead of the Arven. Do I get rid of the Darkness Energy? I do have another one. Have very little use for Munkidori as of right now. Speaking of. Alright. Yeah, I should have kept the Arven. I knew I didn't have anything relevant discarded in term or prized in terms of Pokemon, so the Heavy Ball was just a completely useless card. That was poorly done on my side of the. That was poorly done on my part. So now we're doing 240. We are going to get the KO. You know what? I'm gonna bench the Munkidori just because that might be the Pokemon I want to promote. And we're gonna get 2 prizes back, which is great. Now I'm hoping for the Arven, so really should have thought things through a little bit better. I do find the Arven. Arven gets me Super Rod. Super Rod gets me the Drifloon back, which I can Buddy-Buddy Poffin for, and then get another attack off that way, along with the tool. So Arven, fantastic card. Sorry I discarded you. Glad you're back. And yeah, that Raging Bolt deck just feels like it's all over the place. You know, like with the Raikou, with the Slitherwing. Like, it's a cool card for sure, but is it really the game-winning card? I'm not so sure. Sandy Shocks, of course, a very basic inclusion of this deck. We are at 4, but Forest Seal Stone now gone. 2 cards in hand. They can draw 3 cards. At least 1 with Ogerpon. They can get the return KO as well, which is honestly perfectly fine by me. And they choose to discard the energy, so that could indicate that they got another energy off of the Ogerpon. They could be playing Energy Switch as well. Sada before. No, they're just gonna stomp off my top card. Perfect. Perfect. And I top deck the Super Rod anyway, so this is where I mean, now I need Boss, right? That's like the only relevant card here. I could Turo, but then I lose the tool. And I don't have another tool to like attack on the bench. Because my opponent didn't get a knockout, I no longer... yeah, I'll do this because I have the Pal Pad. I no longer... Jeez. I mean, I'm just going to take the KO, right? Like, there's no reason not to just take the KO here. I'll put 2 Ionos back, sure. Well, 1 of each. You know what? 1 of each. And then I could Super Rod now since I have both in my hand. But no, not even. That doesn't make sense. I'm just going to Balloon Blast again. And we will see what they do. With 1 more energy, they can attack with either Ogerpon or the thing. So yeah, them getting a knockout didn't really help them. It would have just activated my counter catcher as well. But there wasn't much else I could do, honestly. I'm definitely in a very big energy drought at this point in time, which is annoying. And I've already used my Earthen Vessel, so I don't really have any way to get out of it anyways. And 2 Earthen Vessels is always something that I like to consider, but you can't go down to 7 Psychic Energies. Like, that would just be extremely greedy, because you need 6 usually to 1 KO whatever big thing you have. You need 2 Darks to reliably find 1 for Munkidori, so which is not a good choice overall. Alright. Do they even have an energy to attach? They did use Greninja, so they had 1 and they let it go. So maybe it would have been wiser to use Steel Dance. It's 1 less card, but then you have the guaranteed knockout. Professor Sada doesn't help them attack with Ogerpon. And yep, they choose to attach to the Sandy Shocks, and that's what they're going to use to attack with this turn probably. Which, it's fine, right? It's understandable. But it's also very costly. Alright, so Drifloon's gonna go down. I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna Super Rod back. The Drifloon our Ralts and maybe the Dark. Then I'm gonna Poffin for the Drifloon and the Ralts. And then I'm gonna Arven for something and the other Bravery Charm, and then retreat and get a knockout. Penny gone. So yeah, this just feels like all over the place compared to the usual list, which are like a lot smoother, a lot more straightforward. This deck is like trying to do it all, but like you really need to Sada. Yeah, the Raging Bolt is so demanding on the Sada, so you don't have a lot of room to play cards like Penny. Yeah, and your bench is always going to be full of liabilities, so just accept that and just don't play the Penny. Alright. Very slow game, this one for sure. They have the Prime Catcher. I mean, that saves me the trouble of having to dig to knock out. Sure, you knock out my Gardevoir. I don't need a Gardevoir. Well, now I do. Now I do. Well, technically I don't, because I have Counter Catcher. Wait. They haven't attached for turn. I thought they were attaching the fighting, but they attached the Bravery Charm. So they haven't attached for turn. I don't have the knockout though. That's for sure. The one thing I don't have is the knockout. And yeah, they just go Burst Roar. Alright. So can't Counter Catcher, can't retreat, no energy available. So I'm just gonna Pokestop. I'm hoping to hit energy. Cool. That's good enough. That means I will be able to knock out now. Gonna get rid of the Cresselia for sure. Just one energy. Where are my freaking energies? There's 3 energies in my 9-card deck and I've been unable to find them. So I'm gonna Psychic Embrace the energy to the Drifloon. Now I'm doing 300 damage and that should pretty much be the game. But I mean, at this point, might as well get you back and get you back, because why not? And you, yeah, Screamtail could be good to close out the game against the Greninja. Then we're gonna go Turo, pick you up. My opponent didn't get a KO, so I can definitely do this. I have enough energies to not have to worry about anything. We will Poffin for the Ralts. And yeah, I have enough energies to retreat whatever I need to retreat, so we are good to go. Probably could have done a better job thinning that Nest Ball, but meh, I'm pretty done with this game. Should be a win at this point. Alright, and yeah, energy from the prizes. Incredible that I was stuck for so long with only 4 energy when I was drawing. I was trying to find stuff, right? Even if they go... No, okay. They can win if they go Lost Vacuum, Sada, Counter Catcher, KO Gardevoir EX. Then they can win. And there was no way for me to do anything about that. I could have used the Super Rod way sooner to just establish, like one of the Super Rods to just establish the Ralts and have a Kirlia set up. Then I'd be perfectly fine. But yeah. Unless they can actually do that, we should be fine. And they have a second Raikou. That's just not good, my friend. Oh no, they put it back with Super Rod. Never mind. Yeah, 1 Raikou's fine. Don't play more than 1 Raikou. Or just don't play Raikou. Don't play Raikou. But yeah, this is 100% it. I just Nest Ball for Screamtail, target down the Greninja, win the game. I did lose my tool, right? So I am out of tool. Oh no, I still have the other Bravery Charm. Never mind. So yeah, there's just no way. There's no humanly possible way. Fleet-footed, like I don't know what they're going for. I don't know what they are trying to do. They are playing, but I think it's important, like something that I see a lot at regionals, yeah? Especially now that I've been casting so much. People do not know when to concede games. That's one of the biggest things that I see in tournaments. People just do not understand when they should concede and just move on. Yeah, people are just playing and the other person is already up, like has pretty much the game locked up 99 out of 100. If it's game 1 or if you won game 1 and it's game 2 and you have a chance at winning, like even top players, they do not know how to concede games. All right, finally, finally, my opponent just wanted to play everything. Let's play one more game. All right, seems like the game is working. We are up against Lugia, which is most certainly a bad matchup, just because they have the Iron Hands, they have the Ogre Pawn. Now we do have a pretty solid start with the Raw Energy and Technical Machine Evolution. Probably gonna pass up on using Conceal cards just to establish double Kirlia. Plus I get Nest Ball for Manaphy, Arven for Poffin, double Ralts, Nest Ball for Manaphy to protect, establish double Kirlia, so quite decent. We also get a Mulligan, not a very useful card, though could use it to discard with the Ultra Ball. My opponent will be going first, and hopefully we get to play. Yes, let's go. All right, cool. So this is one of the matchups that you're going to be seeing a lot of. We could see Carmine on turn 1. I don't know if many people are playing 4. I really love 4 Carmine. Oof, now that's a top deck. Now that is a top deck. That is so good. Okay, cool. I did prize the Ralts. I don't mind that at all. Really cool to have this setup right here. We're gonna even grab, well, you know what? I'm gonna grab the TM Evo, then I can Ultra Ball, TM Evo, and Professor Turo next turn. Yeah, I love this. And I don't give my opponent the information, so I'm gonna get the Manaphy for sure. So the Ralts is prized. Oh my gosh, the Drifloon is also prized. No. Alright, well, I have Hisuian Heavy Ball. I have one Ralts, one Arven are prized. One Ultra Ball is prized as well. And I prized 2 Psychics as well. So, decent prizes, not the best, not the worst. We're just gonna go ahead and evolve. Not gonna risk, especially with 2 energies prized. Just gonna get double Kirlia, call it a day. Gosh, this is like you choose and you go into the deck, choose one, choose. It's like, oh my god, I can't think of a less efficient way to do this. All right. So, I mean, if they had research into double Archeops, into Iron Hands, that's like the worst case scenario. That feels like a lot though. That would be, once again, a picture perfect start for my opponent. That's part 1, right? Could also be Jack into Ultra Ball, but it's just gonna be Iono, so maybe not even a discard, which is pretty fantastic. We see the Iono, we might just see, like, them Ionoing into Ultra Ball plus Archeops is so specific and so unlikely. Please don't let that happen. No. Oh my gosh, okay. Alright, that is probably a mistake. Because now I have the possibility to knock out my opponent's lone Lugia to win this game. So that was a mistake by my opponent. That was greedy. Like, that's the definition of greedy. So I'm gonna Iono. I have the possibility to use Munkidori as well if I find the Dark Munkidori and Gardevoir EX. I find nothing though. Oh my gosh, what is with these draws and these energy droughts? Alright, I want to punish my opponent for that Ultra Ball. I absolutely want to punish them for this Ultra Ball. Alright, cool. 2 energies, that's step number 1. I need a Darkness though. No. Screamtail could get there, but I need 6 energies. That's pretty much impossible. Come on. That Iono, oh my gosh, that Iono was just so awful. Like, I cannot explain how awful that Iono was. Okay, well, I mean, I get a knockout on Cinccino. sure, but this could have been the perfect punish. And I failed. How many energies? Yeah, just the 3 energies. Alright, well, it is what it is, yeah. Be glad you're getting a knockout, I guess. Not using a tool card either. But frustrating nonetheless, because I drew into 6 like cards I couldn't immediately play or like was happy to get rid of. It's just unfortunate. Yeah, I also prized the Drifloon. So yeah, I felt like I had good odds because the cards at the bottom were also not that big of a deal, right? But it is what it is. Get the knockout. Let's be happy about that. Get a prize card. It is a Psychic, which is good. There were 2 and the Drifloon hidden there. I have access to the Drifloon with the Arven as well by finding the thing. Okay, they do flip tails on capturing Aroma, so probably Iron Hands. But they still need the Lugia VSTAR and they still need the Arceus. They discarded that as well, so I don't know what else they had in their hand, but I cannot, like, discarding the Lugia was greedy. Discarding the Lugia VSTAR made it harder to establish the Lugia VSTAR follow-up no matter what, right? So we also had like I had someone tweet like, hey, I played against you, I was playing Lugia VSTAR and you donked me. I was like, yes I did donk you, but you also chose not to get a Lugia and to discard 2 Arceus, so you created that condition which allowed me to do it, right? Which I understand the appeal of discarding the 2 Arceus and trying to get the Lugia, but there's also an inherent risk that comes with that, and you have to evaluate it, right? Now, my opponent does concede. I feel like I had a very solid chance at knocking out the Lugia V, but yeah, it was definitely happening next turn with the Screamtail possibly at the very least, so it was not looking great for my opponent overall, and it seems like their hand was dead. So yeah, it's been so hard to find games. I think this is where we're gonna leave it. I'll come back to Gardevoir for sure. It's a powerful deck. I expect good things from it. Munkidori is a game changer. We were not able to use it at all in this video, but I will be revisiting Gardevoir, and I definitely encourage you to give it a try. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.